Hello, and welcome back to the Tea and Soju C-Drama podcast, your safe spot for C-Drama chatter. I'm your host, Liliana, and it's time to sit back, grab your tea, and let's chat Asian dramas. In today's episode, it is the end of the month, which means I will be talking through what my currently watching list is looking like at the end of March. But just before we get into the episode, some housekeeping. If you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on the platform you listen on. That really helps the podcast reach other listeners. For more content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, Zoom meetups, and more. I would like to thank my patrons are Purple Dinosaurus, Marta, Caitlin, Lorna, Raysheen, Nancy, Amanda, Jane, Cindy, Valerie, Catherine, Sandra, Naz, JM, Holly, Haley, Maria, Nikki, Laura M, Judy Kell, Julia L, Alan, Karen, Cheryl, Ariane, Palms, Laura S, Sapphire, Stephanie, Mischief Kate, Anastasia, Pam, and Tina. Thank you guys so much for supporting me over on Patreon. It helps the podcast so much because it helps, to account for the costs of the podcast. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the content I put out on there. I am actually going to start a new series over on Patreon where I compare books that I can get access to shows. So basically, like shows in China, most of the shows are adapted from novels. So I will be going through some of the novels and that I have access to that have been translated into English, and then comparing them to the dramas that I have watched. So that's going to be exciting. I am actually quite excited about that one. So, and then if you just like to chat to me or find a community, make sure to check out Discord, Instagram, and all the other socials. The link, as always, is in the episode notes, and my DMs are always open, so please feel free to come and chat to me on any of those platforms. So how does my currently watching list work? If you're new here, I tend to divide my currently watching list into a couple of categories. So the first category is my loving category. These are dramas that I'm chasing episodes and are completely obsessed with. And then we have the enjoying category. These are the ones that I'm enjoying and casually watching, and most probably I'm behind on episodes. Then there is the dramas I dropped, completed dramas with confirmed dates that I want to check out over the next month. And then we have our rumor corner. As you know, C-dramas are notorious for not necessarily giving you much notice for confirmed airing dates, but there does come a way of figuring out. Rumors start to float around and you start to become pretty good at deciphering which one of them are coming in the next month or so. So that is what the rumor corner is. It is basically rumored premiere dates with a high possibility of airing in the next month or so. So that's, how the episode's going to be. It might be a little bit shorter this month just because, first of all, I don't know what's happening. Well, I do. It's allergy season, and I have been struggling a little bit in general with my throat. So for some reason, for me, I have a couple of symptoms that comes with allergy seasons. I get my voice, so my throat isn't the best, so my voice goes. And for a podcaster, that's not the best thing you want to be doing. So I've left this episode as far out as I can, but I can't really hold it too much longer, otherwise I won't be able to get it prepped for you guys. And I hate to delay episodes. I don't think I've ever really done it. It might have happened once possibly, but in general, Tea and Soju episodes get released every week at the same time. So I feel, I don't know. It's just a me thing. I just feel like it is I've set that time and I don't necessarily want to leave it much later than that. So I'm here. We will see how this voice situation is going to hold out throughout the episode. But I have some tea and, that's hopefully going to help me through. But yeah, throat and eyes, that's like my two allergy season situation. I cry crazy, like my eyes get very puffy and I cry. So that is, the joy of allergy season. We shall see how that's going to end up. But enough waffling. Let's get into this episode. So, in my loving category, there is one singular drama, and this will come as an absolute no shock to any of you guys. If you follow me on any of the socials, you know that I'm obsessed with this drama, and that is obviously Pursuit of Jade. This drama. Now, let me tell you, I was excited about it because of a couple of things, but I still didn't think it was going to be quite as good as it has been for me personally. And I know a lot of people out there have quibbles with the show and they don't see the appeal that a lot of us are seeing, but each to their own. For me personally, I am really, really, really enjoying it. Loving it. I am really, really loving it. And I think it is probably out of this year so far, probably no, it is out of this year so far my favorite Chinese drama that I've watched this year, and it is probably my favorite that I've watched since Love in the Clouds from last year. So, what is this drama? If you're living under a rock, let me tell you a little bit about Pursuit of Jade. Pursuit of Jade is a Chinese drama starring Zhang Linghe and Tian Shiwei, and it is currently airing on WeTV, Tencent Video, iQIYI, and Netflix. It is 40 episodes, and it is a historical mystery romance war drama. So it follows Fan Changyu, a butcher's daughter, and Shu Zhang, a fallen noble seeking revenge. Their fake marriage turns into true love, but war tears them apart. Determined, Fan Changyu wields her butcher's knife on the battlefield, searching for justice and her husband. Meanwhile, Qi Zhang reclaims his title, fighting to protect his country and love. Reunited in battle, they stand together, defying fate and uncovering the truth. So, I think that is basically a very rough outline of what this story is. There is a bit of, court politics. We're shifting into that in this last segment of the drama. And basically, these two, he is a great general and she's just a butcher's daughter. And he gets really badly injured and she comes across him in the snow and saves him. And that is basically, where their story kind of begins. There's lots of little details that intertwine their stories in the past because there was an event 17 years ago that is directly correlated with them. And I won't say much more in case you guys aren't watching and you aren't caught up. I don't want to spoil anything. But what excited me about this is that the director for this is a director called Zhang Qingzhi. And this director did a lot of not historicals, but he did a lot of short dramas, such as The Killer is also romantic, which is one that I often recommend because I really, really enjoyed it. It's a nice little short drama. A Familiar Stranger, which is a Changlei short drama from all the way back in 2022, and others such as Provoke and Butterfly Lover. So he has a lot of little short dramas in his arsenal. All of them that I have watched, I have enjoyed because they are so incredibly well shot. But most notoriously, he is the director from the 2024 hit Blossom. So that was the one starring Meng Zi and Li Yunrei. Now, a lot of people enjoyed this drama, myself included. It was one of my favorite dramas from 2024. So when I saw this was the director, I perked up and I was like, okay, that intrigues me even more because I already love Zhang Linghe and Tian Shiwei. Like, I know a lot of people aren't necessarily captivated by Zhang Linghe and they think he's, not quite there with his acting yet. But as someone who has been following him from the very beginning of his career, I have found that he has improved quite a lot. And this director loves these two. And he really loves Zhang Linghe because the way he portrays him on screen, I don't know, but it makes him look even better than he does. So, this director, the shots, the way he uses his camera and lighting and windows, and it is stunning. I don't think you guys understand the amount of screenshots I have from this drama included in my notes because I want to make sure that I remember it clearly. Because obviously, I'm going to be reviewing this. I have two guests who you guys already know and love and are, besties for me. So they're coming in to review the drama with me, and I am so excited. And we're already like throwing back and forth in our chat that we might need a two-parter because there's just so much to talk about. I'm also reading the novel for this alongside watching the drama. So lots of stuff is happening, and I'm loving the experience of reading the novel while watching the drama. I don't know what it is, but it adds a definite layer. But then, not only was I like, this director is great, love the main couple, but then I went and checked out the screenwriter, and the screenwriter is none other than the screenwriter who did Love Like the Galaxy, and that is one of my favorite historicals. This screenwriter also did things like No Boundary, which is a xianxia that is a little bit underrated in my very humble opinion, and that I actually really enjoyed. But they also did The Rise of the Phoenixes. Like, this is a good screenwriter. So I was like, this is a good crew and cast. So that excited me a lot more. Needless to say, I'm obsessed with this drama. It's special. I don't even know what else more to say. I won't say anything else because I could sit here and basically, talk to you guys about it all day, and we can't do that. Because I kid you not, my notes for this drama is like 10 A4 notes. And mind you, yes, some of them has like screenshots and whatnot so I can remember scenes, but I have lots of notes for this drama and I cannot wait to sit down and like properly review it. So I'm going to be very excited. I'm going to review it on the podcast, and then for Patreon, once I finish the book, I'm going to be like talking about all the differences that I've picked up from the book and, what directly connects to in the drama. So I'm very excited to do that. So let's move on to enjoying category, and I'll probably fly through these because I've talked about a few of these already. One of them being, this is a new edition actually. So this is a J drama called Light of My Lion, and this literally popped up for me on Netflix, and I was like, this sounds interesting. So the MDL description reads: Komoro Hiroto, a kind young man working at a city hall, cares for his younger brother Komori Michito, who has autism spectrum disorder. Michito is a talented artist with great perspectiveness, but struggles with communication. Hiroto's life revolves around Michito, and they live peacefully together. One day, a boy named Lion shows up, and they reluctantly take him in. So this is 11 episodes, again, available on Netflix, and I have only watched 2 episodes, but I already like what I watched. It is very cute so far, but there is like a whole mystery behind it, and there is potential for it to like pull at slightly darker themes a bit later on. So we'll see where that lands, but I am very much enjoying this one. Like I said, it literally just popped up on my Netflix and I was like, oh yeah, I'll give that a shot. So far I'm really enjoying it. And that is Light of My Lion on Netflix. So next up, we have the K-drama Taxi Driver Season 2. Now, I am watching this with my partner. He watched Season 1 and loved it. I'm literally only 5 episodes in because, again, I'm watching it with my partner and it takes us forever to watch this. I really enjoy it. I love the cases and I really enjoy just being back with the crew, if that makes sense. So, there's not really a lot that we can tell about season 2. It is basically the taxi crew reunite and they go about, getting justice for people who might not always get justice through the right channels. So I'm enjoying that. Next up is One Piece season 2. There's really not much to say about this. I wish I could binge this, but again, I'm watching it with my partner and it is impossible sometimes to get time to watch it together. Because I've said this before, but we both have different hobbies. He's a gamer and I'm a TV watcher, drama watcher. So, we don't usually, he likes to go and play his games. And I don't necessarily want to pull him away from that. But I think, about halfway through One Piece season 2. I'm enjoying it, the development of the story. They are still pretty sticking to what I've watched from the anime. And so far, it is good. I'm intrigued to see what stuff they'll start cutting out because obviously they are not going to do 1,000 episodes worth of story for the live adaptation. That just feels crazy, and I don't think the Oda Sensei would necessarily want that from the TV show. So we'll see where this goes. I'm enjoying it, but I thought I would because I really liked season 1. Next up is another K-drama, and I talked about this one last time, and it is In Your Radiant season. So this is a K-drama that is currently airing on Netflix, and it stars Lee Sung Kyung and Chae Jong Hyuk as our main couple, and these two were somehow linked, and then somehow she got amnesia and they come back together and they don't know each other. I don't know. Look, I have watched 2 episodes of this, three episodes, and I'm still just as confused as I was on episode 1, but I'm intrigued. When you're like, I don't quite understand this, but I am very intrigued by it. That's what's happening with me in this show right now. But yeah, I will definitely keep watching this. I will say it is annoying that we did the whole 1 episode a week. That's why I kind of waited a little bit. But it is on March 27th. It's going to air episode 10. And then this is actually going to finish on April 3rd. So we're not too far off. I can sort of lock in and binge, up to the most current episodes. But yeah, I liked what I've watched so far. I am very confused, and to be quite honest, I think I just want to watch it because I want to figure out what the heck is happening in it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is In Your Radiant season, the K-drama. Next up is one that I've literally watched 2 episodes of, and I'm not sure will be sitting here very far. I don't even think should be in my enjoying category, but I don't really have another category to put it in. But that is Dream of Golden Years. Now, this is a Chinese drama. It is airing on iQIYI and it stars Zhou Yi and Zai Xiaowen as our main couple. It is a transmigration drama. Could you call it a transmigration? It's more like time travel. Time travel? Transmigration? The female lead basically is from 2026 and she gets sent back to 1983 and put in somebody else's body. And, stuff happens and they live their lives, and it is very different for her because all of a sudden she is a very different female. She's headstrong and she's all of these qualities that women in 2026 enjoy and are that weren't Plus, she gets put into a very tiny village in the middle of nowhere, and that probably doesn't help. So, that's the kind of story. The MDL description reads, set in 1983, it centers around a modern woman who, labeled as a corporate slave in that era of transformation, bravely steps into the turbulent world of business, determined to dismantle rumors and forge her own path. Starting from nothing, she rises steadily, embodying the resilience needed to grow in adversity. So that's kind of like what it's set as, but it is 36 episodes, and I've watched two and it didn't grab me. And so, with that in mind, I honestly do not know whether I will be watching it or not. I'm, not gonna lie. I don't know whether I don't know. I don't know. If you are watching this one, please let me know in the comments if I should give it another shot. But keeping in mind that there is a lot upcoming in April that I'm looking forward to watching, I think that's probably where my hesitancy is coming from a bit more, because I know there's upcoming stuff that I really, really want to watch. So the last one that I'm just currently watching is Karma. Now, I'm watching this because Jess and Caitlin kept saying that I need to watch this. But I will be very honest. I watched episode 1 and I fell asleep, and I watched episode 2 and I fell asleep. Now, I don't know if it's the drama. I honestly don't think it's the drama. I think that I watched it really late and I was quite tired. So I think I'm gonna start again because it is only 6 episodes. So I'm gonna start again and watch it from the beginning because I was interested and intrigued. I think I just was quite tired when I first tried this. So the MDL description reads, a man witnesses an accident and makes a life-altering deal. Ju Yon, a surgeon haunted by childhood trauma, encounters the person responsible for it. A man desperate to change his life loses everything after borrowing from loan sharks to invest in cryptocurrency. Gil Yong, unfairly fired, is forced into a dangerous situation involving money. Meanwhile, a bespectacled man runs a successful private clinic in Gangnam with a dangerously alluring girlfriend, Yu Jong. So basically, it's kind of like a bunch of people and their stories, and all of their stories interact at some point. So it stars Park Hae-soon, Shin Min-ah, Lee Hee-jun, Kim Song-kyun, Lee Kwang-so, Gong Seong-yeon. I don't know if, let me just see. Yeah, so that is the main sort of cast. But like I said, I'm intrigued, but I feel like I need to sit down and watch it properly when I'm not as tired so I can fully take it in. This is labeled 18 plus, so take that with a pinch of salt. And that is honestly all that I'm really watching right now. Like I said, I am gearing up for oh my goodness, what's the word? For I can't speak today. For April premieres, because I feel like that's going to be really, really good. I feel like April's going to be a good month. I honestly do think like April is going to be a good month for us. So we shall see. So let's move along to dramas that I dropped. Now, the first one that I dropped is The Legend of Condor Heroes. Now, this is the 2017 version, to be specific, because there is a lot of versions out there. And I was actually going to review this as like a throwback situation. It just didn't work for me. The acting was just so incredibly questionable in it, and I was not connecting with it, with the story or with the acting. I don't think it's necessarily the Condor Heroes story. It was just that this specific adaptation wasn't working for me. So I left it. The next one is My Destiny. Now, this is the Tan Song-yoon drama that I believe is airing on Yoku. It might be Tencent. No, I think it is Yoku. there's a lot of business, and no, my head just wasn't in it. And then the next one that I dropped is a K drama, and it is the K drama Still Shining, which stars Park Jin Young and Kim Min-ju. I wanted to like this so much because I haven't enjoyed a Park Jin Young drama in so long. I have been dropping his dramas like hot potatoes, and that is just sad because I do actually enjoy him a as an actor. So that is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. So, this one just wasn't working for me. I did not buy the main couple, and for a story that surrounds around the main couple, it just wasn't, I wasn't sold on it necessarily. So I had to say goodbye to it, and I don't really regret that. Okay, so that's the dramas that I dropped in March. I'm actually getting pretty good at just not even starting dramas that I don't think are going to work for me. So this list, I think, is going to be much shorter because last year I was up to like 26, maybe 30 dramas that I dropped in the whole year, which I feel like is a lot. So hopefully that's not going to be the case this year. So completed dramas for me for April. So the first one is a Japanese drama that is called Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky. So I watched this on Viki, and basically the story is that the male lead meets the female lead. She is blind, and they have a connection, they fall in love, but something really big gets in between them. This is a sad story, I would say, with a little bit of a hopeful background to it as well. It is 8 episodes of 30 minutes, and I think that's where my problem was because the story needed to be like more fleshed out for me to be able to truly connect with the characters. So I ended up scoring it a 7.5 out of 10, but it is just a quick watch. It just could be more, if that makes sense. Now, the next one that I watched is a Taiwanese BL drama, which has been a hot minute since I've watched a Taiwanese drama in general. But this one is actually from 2022, and it's called About Youth. I watched it, stumbled across it on Viki just as I was doom scrolling, trying to figure something out to watch. And it's one of those where it's just cute, really easy watch, really low angst and problems, but I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, the next one is Generation to Generation. I finished it. I finished it. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Look, the story was just so incredibly messy. And to be honest, I finished it because of the main couple, and I don't think I watched many episodes on normal speed, let's put it that way. So yeah, I just wanted to know what was going to happen to the main couple because I just couldn't care less about anyone else in that drama, which is a big problem when you have such a huge cast. To not care for anyone else is problematic. And I think it was a writing problem for me on this one for sure. I just don't think it was as good as it could have been. Now, the next one is Our Universe. Now, this is a 12 episode K drama starring Bae In Hyuk, Ro Jong Ui, Park So Ham, and Park Yoo Ho. Now, this is a case of the female lead and the male lead are sort of in laws, and they, their respective brother and sister die in an accident, leave a child behind, and these two kind of have to raise the child together. That's what I signed up for. It's not necessarily what I got. They forgot who the male lead was, and the second male lead just got way too much screen time. The love triangle just got dragged, and it kept dragging, and I was like, I'm so over this. The only reason I gave it a 7 out of 10 and I didn't lower it is because the kid in this is so cute. He's the true MVP of the whole show. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I don't necessarily recommend this drama, but the kid, oh, he was adorable to watch. So yeah, so that is our universe, and then next up, I finished Love Story in the 1970s. I am not going to talk about this one too much because I have a review incoming for this one very, very soon. I think actually it's the week after this episode drops. The week after, it'll be this review, which I'm very excited for you guys to listen to. I ended up really, really enjoying this one, and it was a bit of a sleeper hit because I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. But it's set in a time and period in China where I didn't know anything about it, so it was just fascinating to kind of watch and research and ask friends about this time period. So I really, really enjoyed it. And then lastly was Gimbap and Onigiri. I finally finished it, gave it a 6.5 out of 10. To be fair, I just don't think. So, although I finished 6 dramas in March, I don't think, like, apart from Love Story in the 1970s, everything else was just so incredibly mid or below. So yeah, this one was just okay, but it just kept dragging, and the writing just was not there for me. And I think I've come to the conclusion that I can't really do dramas that don't engage my brain that much anymore. I don't know. I used to be able to do fluff, just pure fluff, and nowadays I think I have to be in a very specific mood to be able to enjoy that type of drama, and I just don't think I've been in that kind of mood. So yeah, so that is my completed dramas for March. Now, let's move on to dramas with confirmed dates that I want to check out. And believe it or not, we have dramas from 4 countries, which is very, very interesting. The first one is from China, and this does have a confirmed premiere date, and that is Love Beyond the Grave. Now, this is going to be a 40-episode Chinese drama. It's going to air on March 28th. And it is going to be a 10 cent in the US and a WeTV in Europe. It stars Dilraba and Chen Feiyu. It also has Wei Ziming or Miles Wei in a support role. So if you remember him from Flourished Peony, he kind of played an evil character there. I believe he's playing a little bit of an evil character here, and I am intrigued. So this is the story of, I'm going to try, I think I remember I read the MDL description and I really didn't like it, but let's see. It tells the story of the 400-year-old strongest female ghost master He Si Mu and the mysterious Major General Duan Shu, who met because of the broken delusion sword. Since then, they have formed a contract to exchange the 5 senses, and since then, they have been connected by fate and have worked together to maintain peace between the human and spiritual worlds and protect the beautiful world. The new aesthetic style is presented with both the mysterious and treacherous Guishi realm, the cruel battlefields of the killing ice, and the warm and lively fireworks world. The story observes the suffering of all living beings with compassion and warms the world with the blood of the child, breaking through the traditional fantasy and fairy tale drama types using the Liao Zai style story with oriental charm and the unique worldwide view of the coexistence of human spirits to create a magnificent oriental fantasy epic. So that's what we're heading for. Now, for director, it is a female director. So her name is Zoe Chin, and she's done things such as Lost You Forever, and she's also done Tomb of the Seaside Story Bang Ren, Fake Princess, Love Scenery, but if you've seen Lost You Forever, it was beautiful directing, so that's exciting. This is also a female writer. Her name is Tang Chi Sen, and she does the screenwriter, and she's done things such as Heroes in Harm's Way, Tomb of the Sea, The Mystic Nine. She's also done the Johnny Chongzi, which I really dislike that drama, and I dropped it. hopefully this one's better. Let's hope. Let's hope. But yeah, needless to say, I am very, very excited. This looks like a bit of a different kind of fantasy drama than what we are used to. It is dubbed more Xuan rather than Xianxia, and the difference is Xuan has a Western. I believe that's the difference. Is that Xuan? I'm gonna Google it right now and Xianxia difference. But I believe that Xuanhuan, so Xianxia and Xuanhuan are both popular Chinese fantasy subgenres, but they differ significantly in origin and scope. Xianxia is immortal heroes focused strictly on Taoist cultivation, Taoist mythology, and achieving immortality. Xuanhuan is mysterious fantasy, a much broader genre mixing Chinese folklore with Western fantasy, magic, and science fiction, often without the strict focus on immortality. So that is the difference between, the two. So this one is labeled Xuanhuan, not Xianxia. So you can go in and not necessarily expect the gods and, the Sky Realm and all of those situations. This one's going to be slightly different. So I am incredibly, incredibly excited. The styling on this was beautiful. So this is one that I will be clicking play as soon as the episodes are out. And hopefully this will help me get over the fact that Pursuit of Jade will be over. So next up we have a K-drama, and that is Perfect Crown. Now this is going to be a MBC production, and it is, I don't know where it's going to air in outside of Korea yet, so I might not have access to this at all. But it is going to be an IU and Byeon Woo Suk drama. I'm intrigued. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I will check it out for the two actors. So that is Perfect Crown. Next up, we have Yumi Cells season 3. It's been a hot minute. I think so. Season 2 came out in 2022, so I'm excited to see this. I will say I was a bit surprised. I don't know who this supposed male lead is, but I'm excited to see Kim Go-eun on my screen again. And, in this drama specifically, I really enjoy Yumi Cells. It is going to be on HBO Max. So hopefully, because HBO Max doesn't exist in the UK, like we don't have access to it. So I'm hoping we have access like either on Disney or something like that. We shall see. But I am quite excited about that one. We have Bloodhounds season 2, although I might not be able to check this out in April simply because, again, this is something that my partner and I are going to be watching together. We watched season 1 together and I liked season 1. It's not a favorite for me, but I did enjoy it, and I enjoyed it enough to want to click play on the Bloodhound season 2. It's going to be 7 episodes. It's going to be on Netflix. It's going to drop on a Friday, which very much means they will drop the 7 episodes all in one go. So we shall see. It stars Woo Do-hwan and Lee Sang-gi, as well as Rain, and we have some returning faces from season 1 as well. I'm intrigued to see where they take this. It is very, very violent. So if you're not into that sort of drama, then this one will definitely not be for you. So the next one is a Japanese drama, and it's called Stove League. Now this is a 2026, so it is 8 episodes, and it will start airing on March 28th. Now this is going to be on Viki, and I don't know a lot about this, but it intrigued me. It is only going to be 8 episodes, but the MDL description reads: the professional baseball team Dreams has long been stuck in last place. Factional disputes within the team players repeatedly making defensive errors. The organization is on the verge of collapse. So basically, somebody comes in and he's going to try to rebuild it. So it's going to be like one of those underdog kind of stories. I'm hoping for something like Racket Boys. situation, but with a different sport. So that is something that I'm looking forward to. So Stove League comes out on March 28th. I forgot to say Bloodhounds is April 3rd. Yumi Cells is April 13th. And then Perfect Crown is April 10th. So those are the ones. And then lastly, but by no means least, we have a Taiwanese drama. Now, this is going to be 6 episodes, a Netflix production, and it starts airing on April 2nd, Thursday. Okay, I think this is either going to be an episode a week or they will drop everything in one go. But the trailer popped up for me and I was like, this looks really, really cool. So the story reads, MDL description reads, Han Che is a spirit medium bound to serve the third crown prince to atone for a childhood mistake by resolving supernatural disturbances in the human world. Along the way, he meets the optimistic college student Yi Zhu and detective Chang Min, who can see spirits. Look, I'm intrigued. This is all I know about this show, and what's it called? Oh my goodness, the trailer that I watched. So we shall see, but I'm intrigued, and it is only 6 episodes of about an hour, so I will definitely be checking this one out. It comes out, so that is Agent from Above, and that is going to air on Netflix on April 2nd. So that is all the dramas that I kind of want to check out over the next month with confirmed premiere dates. And then lastly, but by no means least, we have our rumor corner, and there isn't a lot rumored for April. So normally April and not January, April and May tend to be very like quiet months in C Drama Land, because you have sort of the first 3 months of the year that kind of they drop a few dramas, and then it goes a little bit quiet, and then they gear up for summer, and then summer they drop a bunch of things, and then it goes a little bit quiet, and then they lead up to like autumn and winter, and then they release a bunch of stuff. So, I've got 4 dramas here with possible rumored premiere dates. The first one is Veil of Shadows, which is a drama from Yoku, 29 episodes, and it is supposedly or rumored to air on April 1st. Now, look, guys, as soon as I tell you the cast, you know that I'm probably not going to be watching this. I love the male leads. I really dislike the female leads. Not one, but 2 female leads that I dislike. So this stars Ju Jin-hee, who is an actress that, for me, I'm sorry, she's beautiful, but I just can't get behind her acting. I feel like she's very one note. And guess what? The other actress is one that I have the exact same opinion on, and that is Chen Du Ling. The male leads for this are Joseph Zhang and Tian Jia Rui. Oh, I am so sad because everything looks really good in this drama, the costuming, the set, and this is directed by Edward Go, who's done things such as Fangs of Fortune and, and other things such as My Journey to You, and he's fairly well known for a specific kind of aesthetic, and I tend to like it. Unfortunately, I just don't think this cast is for me. But maybe if I hear really, really positive things, I might. But then again, I heard lots of good things about Fangs of Fortune, and I never did go in, not even for Ho Ming Hao. So, that is the first one. Now, the next one is one that I'm actually going to definitely be checking out, and that is the Chinese drama Rebirth. Now, this is going to be 40 episodes. It is a collab iQIYI Tencent video situation, which I should have mentioned actually earlier in the episode. I really, really hope and pray that we don't get a situation that's happened with Pursuit of Jade. So, I'm just going to do a little aside here. So, Pursuit of Jade aired up to episode 30, and then unfortunately there was a huge leak, and they leaked episodes 31 to 40 onto a bunch of illegal sites. And actually, it was a really bad situation in terms of it affects the show really badly. But a lot of people were actually getting conned because they were being, asked to pay like 1 yuan or something like that, a very, very insignificant amount of money for these. And then they were getting conned and they were getting their details swiped and whatnot. So unfortunately, it is a horrible situation. Please, 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 I beg of you, if you are enjoying the drama, support it on its official sites. The one episode a day is frustrating. For me, I've actually learned to really, really enjoy the one episode that I do get given, and I analyze it very thoroughly, and it makes me sit and think about that one episode. So for me, I hate it, but I refuse to go to any sort of illegal site that, I don't know, each to their own, but I would never advocate for that. So please do keep that in mind and go and watch it's available on so many places. It's available on iQIYI, it's available on Tencent, it's available on Netflix. Watching the show on a respectable site is the way we show that we enjoy it. It's the way that we enjoy and appreciate that work of art. So I don't know what else to say. I'm really, really hoping that this is not going to be the case going forward. A leak happened. Tencent and iQIYI went in really hard on this, and they are investigating. They lost money, trust us. They will definitely want to investigate fully. And if and when, or people are caught and they are charged, they can be sentenced from anywhere from 3 to 10 years in prison for distributing the episodes if they are found to have anything to do with it. So, we shall see. But iQIYI and Tencent released a joint statement, and they are definitely investigating, and they are allowing the police to do their work as well. So we shall see. But it is one of those things, when a drama makes it this big, haters will hate, and they will come for everything and anything. And Zhang Linghe has had a few controversies while this drama has been airing, and stuff like this always happens. Whenever a drama makes it big, everything and anything gets digged up. It is very, very unfortunate that the episodes did get leaked, because like I said, it impacts the show's views, it impacts their momentum, and it unfortunately impacts bonuses and things like that. The actors get paid and the crew gets paid. So that is sad, and hopefully it won't happen again. But I remembered, because I really wanted to talk about it when I was talking about Pursuit of Jade, and then I got distracted. So hopefully you guys listen up to this point, and like I said, I know waiting is frustrating, but please do support the show on official sites. But again, so Rebirth is an iQIYI and Tencent collab again. It is 40 episodes, and this is the follow-up to Princess Agents, although it can be watched as a standalone. So it follows the same characters from Princess Agents, but it is a completely new cast. I'm very, very excited. I haven't watched Princess Agents, and I don't think I'm going to be able to watch it before I watch this one. So I will probably watch this one and then at some point go back and watch Princess Agents. But yes, I'm very excited. This stars Li Yunrei and Huang Yang Tiantian. So as the main couple, it also stars Zhang Kangle as the other male lead. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Like I said, it's also going to be available on Viki. So this one's going to be widely available. So that is Rebirth, with a possible rumoured date for April 8th. And I do think this one will come, because unless something, breaks, this one probably will come, because they have started to promote, and they even did an event in Hong Kong. So I do think it will. So the next one is rumoured for April 14th, and it is Born with Luck. Now, this is going to be an iQIYI production, and it stars Lawrence Wang, who I don't think I've ever seen him in anything. But yeah, Wang Xiao or Lawrence Wang. So I'm just trying to see if I've seen him in anything. Oh, he was in Under the Skin season 2, but only as like a guest role. So I don't think I've seen him in anything, but he's been in things such as The Knockout and Ode to Joy, The Heart of a Genius. So yeah, but it also stars our beautiful Tian Wei, and this is a different role because this drama is actually a part of the iQIYI suspense theaters. So it is a crime drama. So 24 episodes is not that bad for a crime drama. And it says Zhang Yiang, a veteran detective, is sent to Sanzhuangqiu to investigate a case, but soon finds himself caught in a web of crime and corruption. While pursuing a powerful criminal network, he unexpectedly receives help from a group of bungling thieves who inadvertently aid his mission to unravel the truth behind the murder. So that is going to be very, very interesting. We shall see if this one materializes. I wouldn't put it past iQIYI to air it because they will want to capitalize on Tian Shiwei's popularity right now. And then the last one, which has a rumored date for April 24th, although I don't know if it'll actually air because I haven't seen anything, but we shall see. It is a Chinese drama called Fate Chooses You. It is going to be 40 episodes, and again, an iQIYI and Tencent. I don't know, but they've definitely teamed up. But this one's going to be a Ren Jialan and Wang Heran, as well as Zhang Kai Ying, Huang Yi, Ding Xiaoying, and Sun Zi Yuan. 4 female leads? What is this drama about? So the MDL description reads, in ancient times, the war ghost tribe broke the contract spirit's control, causing divine punishment and losing their perfect power. In the age of Shen Yin, Jin Lin, leader of the Jinwu tribe, falsely orders the destruction of the Zangui tribe, leading to their near extinction. 10,000 years later, Lu Qian Chao is born, bringing hope to the Zangui clan. Xin Mei, an unskillable disciple of the Tianyuan sect, accidentally forms a spirit contract with Lu Qian Chao, and together they face 6 calamities. Okay, this is pure. It feels, it is tagged as Xuanhuan rather than Xianxia. Romance, wuxia fantasy, Xuanhuan, disciple female lead, adapted from a web novel, deity male lead. We shall see. Not sure if this one's for me, but I will check it out because why not? It sounds like it could be, but I don't know. I'm just not reading anything that I'm like, do I really want to go through this? But I do really like Ren Jialan. His dramas don't often work for me, but I do really like him. So that is all the rumored premiere dates and, everything that I'm watching and, the things happening with Pursuit of Jade. And in fact, I think that is the episode. Let me know what you guys are watching, what you guys are looking forward to starting in the next, couple of weeks. I'm always excited to hear from you. And that is it. I am going to sip the rest of my tea while I read some more of the Pursuit of Jade book and finish out my day. And that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and we shall catch you in the next one. Bye.